All right. That smattering, and I do mean smattering of applause, can only mean one thing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Steve Squared Show, 6:30, October 9th. Here I am. Let me get everything situated. Please give me a moment to get myself oriented. I am completely disoriented on this. I got to change the Steve Squared Show. I don't know if Monday is a great day for me. How else better for you people to start off the week than with a little Steve Square? But for me, it's look at this mess I got. Look at this mop I got going on. That luckily for you and for me, I have chosen a hat to wear tonight. I am wearing a gleaming white New York Knicks hat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, squares of all ages. The New York Knicks start their road to another mediocre season tonight as they take on the Boston Celtics in a preseason extravaganza at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks tip it off tonight. It's a preseason game, but I'll check it out. There's a couple of good baseball games tonight if you're into the teams that are not from New York. Who's playing tonight? The Braves and the Phillies. That's a good one. I like that. And also later on, if you stay up late, can't sleep, have extreme insomnia, and want to be bored to tears, this will put you to sleep. The Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. That's a snoozer. That will be on about 9 o'clock on TBS. And so that is your sports talk. But no, I'm going to wear the Knicks hat. I feel they have basically the same team as last year. They didn't make any, and they got rid of not my favorite player, but Obi Toppin. I love the name Obi, and they got rid of him. I didn't even realize this until a couple of days ago. I found out, and so that's a little disappointing. I kind of liked it. The weather feels very fallish today. It's got that, that kind of feel from the movie Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis, of course. This time of year, it's my fave. If you can look really close, I have something, and I'll divulge it at the end of the show. So this will make you sit at the edge of your seat and have to endure 59 minutes of me, which is wonderful. Lucky you. If you look, could be in front, could be behind, we don't know where it could be, but there is something Halloween-y in this picture in your screen. So if you're watching the Steve Squared Show, see if you can find out what is Halloween to you. If you could pick it out. I used to love those as a kid. Word searches and find the hidden pictures and things like that. Oh, what a more innocent time when that was your biggest worry. Where were you going? How was the castaways getting off Gilligan's Island? Where was the mustard for my bologna sandwich? Those were such easier times than what we are here today. October 9th, it is Columbus Day and Indigenous Day to some who celebrate. We like to celebrate everything here at the Steve Squared Show. So, to everybody for that... In your face, sucker! Wow. That seems a bit rude for a Columbus Day. Now, we're going to play a little game here. We're going to get a little Columbus Day. I have to apologize in advance. I usually... the show comes across so natural, so beautiful, so poetic, right? It looks like I don't even try. And you'd be right. But there is some, I put some prep work into it, and I like to get things that you might be interested in talking about, discussing. Today I have none of that. My prep time was limited. I'm so sorry. I was busy all weekend, busy today. I had about 11 minutes to prepare for this. as you can see. So what I thought I would do is talk extremely slow. $6:35. 55 minutes to go. No, you're fine. Oh, stop it. I'm not going to do that. I couldn't speak slow if I tried. Us as New Yorkers, a long time ago, don't ask me why, I ended up in Texas. I had to go there for a work thing. San Antonio, great city. And I land, and I'm at the airport in San Antonio, and I start speaking and asking whatever, and she says, "Oh, you're from New York." And I said, "How'd you know?" She said, "You talk so fast." How dare she? I mean, that hurt. Not really. But I think we sometimes, because I think here it's so fast-paced, and with my family, you better talk fast. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out there before it gets taken back. We had a good show last week. We had a guest. If you didn't tune in, you can see the show recorded. We had Jeff on. Jeff is actually at Monday Mystery Movie Night in Farmingdale. I think Farmingdale. And he's going to text us what the Monday movie is. He's at the theater. It's $5. You people should do this. Although tonight is not for kids, because they tell you ahead of time if it's kid-friendly. Tonight is an R-rated movie. So, you know... That's right. So it's Columbus Day. Columbus Day! The day that Christopher Columbus discovered that the world was flat. He sailed and went right off the edge. Never to be found again. No! So he gets on this boat, and he starts looking for a new world. Do you know how many times I have wanted to do that? To just get on a boat and look for some new world. I'm so intrigued, enamored, and in awe of someone that could just get on a boat, not know where they're going, infestated waters of sharks, and just go. Just go. Good for him. Although, you know, over the years, there's been a lot of controversy. You know, there's a little flack back of old Christopher. Nobody's perfect. This is what I say. Nobody is perfect, except for me. Anyway, let's say hello to my friend and co-host of today's remote Steve Squared show, Kermit the Plant. Kermit is beautifully green today, really doing well. I was worried at one time, but I'm taking good care of Kermit. Very, very good. I'm happy with his progress. So it's a lot of pressure to take care of something. It's a lot of worry, you know. I feel I don't like that heavy-duty responsibility, and but I wear it, you know. So anyway, I have some Christopher Columbus facts, trivia. I thought we'd play a little bit. Why don't we try? In what year did Columbus Day become a federal holiday? So in what year? Was it A, 1937, B, 1957, D, 1897? Is that 1897? So 1937, 1957, or 1897? Very good. Or was it 1492? I think it became a federal holiday the day he did it. That's what I would have said. I'm going to give you some time. Let's give you some music. And the answer is A, 1937. Very good. So it says here, is this good? All right. How many times did Columbus sail to what he thought was Asia? How many times did I don't like that one. Forget that. Oh, here's a good one. Which U.S. state now has replaced Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day? So they have replaced Christopher Columbus. He's gone. In your face, sucker! That's what they said to Christopher Columbus. So which state has replaced it? Is it A, Alaska, B, New York, C, Texas, you can roll that out right away, D, Florida, you can roll that out right away. That's how you take the SATs, right? You rule out the definites. You know it's not Texas and Florida. Oh, no. So Alaska and New York, your more liberal states. Now you got a 50-50 shot. This is exactly how I took the SATs and why I ended up at Hofstra and not at a prestigious school. Alaska or New York? What do you think? Or you could say Texas or Florida. Alaska is now Indigenous Peoples Day. How long did it take Christopher Columbus? How long did it take his crew to reach the New World? How long did it take Christopher Columbus to reach the New World? A, 6 months. B, 14 days. C, 1 year. Or D, he's still looking. He's still lost because what happened was his Wi-Fi on Waze went out on his GPS and he's still roaming around the globe looking for better places to forage. 6 months, 14 days, better known as 2 weeks, 1 year, or 10 weeks. The correct answer is D, 10 weeks. That's not bad. Back then, to find a new world, 10 weeks, that's pretty good. See if we have a couple others, as this game is slowly getting boring to me, so I can imagine what it's doing for you. This would be a great time to go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, check what's on for later after the show. This is a perfect time, and then I'll tell you when to come back and re-lock in. All right, so here's a good one. I want you to name the 3 ships. Now, now they list ships here. They say A, the Nina, B, the Pinta, C, the Santa Maria, or D, Carnival Cruise Line. It was headshot. It was not Carnival Cruise Line. Of course, his 3 ships were the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Also, 3 of the finest dancers over at the Lucky One Club on 110 in Farmingdale. If you go there, mention the Steve Squared Show. They give you 10% off and a table right by the stage. And if you're lucky, you could see all 3 dancers, Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. Especially tonight. That's a night you want to go down. Go on 110. It's free chicken and wing night. You'll have a great time. Oh, this is fun. How old was Christopher Columbus when he landed? Which he thought was the Indies. He didn't know where he was. He just... I can relate to him. How many times have you gotten to somewhere and you don't know where you are? I do that all the time. I'm half asleep driving. I pull in. I don't know where I am. And he's going to a new world. So why did they give him a hard time for that? How many people go, you don't even know you get lost. And this guy's, chartering an unknown world. How old was Columbus when he finally landed? 41, 23, 52, or 105? No, he wasn't 100. It would be A, he was 41 years old. So that's a good age, I think. Kind of right in the wheelhouse. He's having his midlife crisis, right? He doesn't know what to do with his life, and as most of us are in that predicament. So he's able to get a boat and go discover America. What have you done? What have you done with your midlife crisis? He gets on a boat, 3 boats, and discovers America. He doesn't go out and get a Porsche and think he's cool. No. Not old Chris. He does something productive. And we're going to talk about productivity today and about doing something with your life. Getting up, moving, doing. And one of my favorites, motivational people, is coming out with a book, and we're going to, I'm just teasing that right now, so we'll, after the commercial break, which we do not have on this show, unfortunately, I have to I might have to use a commercial break today in the show, because I'm just so a mess today. I apologize profusely, but I'll do the best I can, which is all any of us can ask of myself and yourself. 41 years old. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if there was any. It says here, what native group did Columbus encounter when he landed? It says, what native group did Columbus encounter when he landed? Was it the Sioux Indian tribe, the Aztecs, or was it the Genovese crime family? Oh no.
Headshot. In your face, sucker!
It was not the Genovese crime family. Hey, what are you doing here, eh? Well, I don't care, Christopher Columbus. I'll give you a couple smacks upside the head. This is our territory. Find something else, eh? Pay a little taxation, you know what I'm saying? Without representation. This is your representation. Right across the head. Give you two of those. That was my mobster impersonation. What do you think?
No. Headshot. Yes!
Anyway. Sorry, I just had to go to the bathroom. It's all the Celsius I'm drinking. Hey, did you go out last week and buy those Taylor Swifters to mop your floor? I was promoting that last week on the Steve Squared show. Man, I put them on my mop handle. I've never seen my floors look better. Once again, you go in your grocer's aisle. You can get 10% off Taylor Swifters. They'll really get the floor clean. Anything else? That was pretty much it. Let me see if there's anything else interesting. That was all the multiple choice. There was a couple of true and false that looked interesting. So is Columbus Day celebrated every October 12th? That's false. As we know, today is not October 12th. What is that? Number 5. No, it's always the Monday. It's always the Monday. Let me see where. Oh, here it is. Would it be the second Monday in October? The second Monday in October. That's enough of that. I thought that went pretty good, didn't you? Anyway, it's enough. You don't have to get on me. Tomorrow, October 10th. So here's what I was kind of teasing to you. Arnold Schwarzenegger's book is coming out. Let me get the title right, because I want to get this book. I'll probably use my library connection, wink wink, if my sister's watching, which I hope so. This might be a book, certain books you want to own. So this might be a book that I'll have to not return at the library. Whoa. No, don't. I didn't say. Anyway, so this book is Be Useful, 7 Tips, 7 Tools for Life. It's called Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. And I don't normally do this. I'm going to play a little soundbite or a piece of Arnold. So the show might get cut down. I hope it doesn't. I'm going to play it now. Who knows? Anyway, he just talks a little bit about, I'll play it in a couple of minutes. So he's very big, and Be Useful was a really big, big thing for him. He always said, you have to be useful in everything you do. It's unbelievable. I was always useful. Every day I did something. I was useful, and I lived in Austria. I didn't know what I was doing. So he always preached, be useful, right? So I'm going to play a soundbite from Arnold's interview about this book. I guess he needed more money. Who knows? But he came out with this book. He's got like 12 books out. Anyway, I didn't even know he could read. But anyway, I wrote a book. And he used a lot of my terms, and anything is possible. He snatched that right out of my hands. And do people listen to me? No, they're not going to listen to somebody that wears a dumbbell shirt. I mean, really, would you? They're going to listen to him. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Big whoopee. Anyway, so I'm going to play a little bit of that in a couple of minutes. I'll wait a couple of minutes because I'm sure it'll shut the show off. Because you know how the Facebook and YouTube police are. And again, you don't want to use people's images, not in this world, right? Now with the actors' strike, and the writers have settled their strike. They are allowed to write again, thank goodness. It's not going to matter in a few years. I don't see a good future there. Very nervous about the state of where they're going with this. Doesn't look good. I think the studios are really all in on the Chat Grip, which is a script formulating app, which a lot of them are using now. They'll pump out scripts based on different parameters and filters they put in, sci-fi, crime, drama, we're going to put in this story, blah, 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 and boom, the script comes out. So, but we'll see. I don't think it's happening tomorrow, but in the near future, that's probably be the way to go. Movies stink now anyway. I mean, I was watching, I told my mom, I said, I was over there over the weekend, and Back to the Future was on. The original classic Back to the Future. Such a great story. So many storylines about, right? What would you do wouldn't you love to see your parents as in high school or young as, where you are in your life? And that is the crux of the story, and having to, get your parents together. You got to be the matchmaker, which is even more, another twist. There's so many twists in the storyline. Which really made it interesting and a great story. Plus, you have an amazing cast, right? Leah Thompson, and you have obviously Michael J. Fox, who was originally Marty McFly was played by Eric Stoltz, who was in The Mask and in a lot of other movies. He was later fired by Spielberg and Company, actually Zemeckis, because they really wanted Michael J. Fox. He was doing Family Ties at the time. NBC would not let him out of that deal or share him with the studios to do Back to the Future. Now, mind you, this is coming off the heels of one of his most iconic movie roles as Teen Wolf, which was, let's see how that movie did. Yeah, that was terrible. And one of my other favorite actors, Jason Bateman, played Teen Wolf too. I mean, I don't know, he didn't see enough from watching Michael J. Fox in the first one. So, but eventually they fired Eric Stoltz. They got Michael J. Fox. Oh boy! And with Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown, how could you go wrong? Crispin Glover before he went insane. Just a solid cast. Really funny. Great story. Bob Gale, along with Robert Zemeckis, penned the script. Very good movie. And I tell my mom, this is my favorite movie, or top 5, right? And she said, really? And I said, yeah, this is fantastic. Because it's got to, so I don't think they have stories or movies like that. They're very, they kind of feel that a story is not enough to give audiences. They kind of insult the audience by, we're going to give you nothing but comic movies or nothing but these kind of high 3-hour, 4-hour, because you think you're paying, so we're going to give them their money's worth. So we'll make them sit there for 4 hours and watch a long, drawn-out, poorly edited because it includes every possible shot they did making the movie, and the movies are terrible. They're just terrible. I can't think of it. I am going to see Killers of the Flower Moon, which I probably just said that title wrong. I didn't. Killers of the Flower Moon, which is a murder crime drama set in Oklahoma about some murders. True story. This is a Martin Scorsese movie, and of course, if it's a Martin Scorsese movie, who is in it?
Headshot.
Yes, Robert De Niro, still getting a paycheck from Marty. And also, who's also joined the clan, the little group with all of them, the little in the crew, is Leonardo DiCaprio. So he will be in that movie as well. It opens October 20th. A lot of stuff happening on the 20th. It's a big day. And Brendan Fraser, Oscar-winning actor Brendan Fraser from The Whale, I'm sure you saw. I still can't look at chicken. Boy, I'll tell you. John Lithgow is in it. I like John Lithgow. What about you? Lily Gladstone. It's a great cast. So I think that's got some interest to see. I like those. I like obviously those actors. Great cast, and looked like an interesting story. So I'll take a look. I think it would have been better if Quentin Tarantino did it. It seemed like a better. The Scorsese movies are getting so formulaic that you could almost predict from scene to scene, and I don't like that. I don't want to know what's coming because of who's directing or who wrote. I'd like to be surprised, because that's the whole point of movie making, is to surprise the audience. You don't want them to know what's coming. That's the way movies should be done. Speaking of movies, I thought this was interesting. Do you know the most used? I'm giving you a lot of trivia today, and I'm teaching. I feel very preachy. I thought Steve might call in, but as usual, he's just ignoring my text. Who knows where Steve is? He's driving around in his brand new 2013 Honda Civic. So I was thinking, you ever hear the music in movies, right? And I heard a song in a movie today. I believe it was, I forget what the movie or the song was. It was on in the background. And I said, that song has been in a couple of movies. And I said, I wonder what song has been used the most in movies or songs, right? So there's some songs that, go from movie to movie. So here's a couple of songs in the top 10 that have made its way around a lot of movies. This I was kind of shocked. Well, I can see it. Can't Touch This, MC Hammer. Can't Touch This, that's been in a lot of movies. Sweet Home Alabama, Leonard Skinner, of course. What a Wonderful Life, Louis Armstrong. He's got the big cheeks. He's got great cheeks when they used to blow the bugle. Chariots of Fire. That they're running in the sand or whatever. I'm not a big English movie fan, I have to say. Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Of course, Judy Garland. How could you not use that in every single movie? Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. Fortunate Son. This one I was surprised. This is Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. That was Rocky. Which Rocky was Eye of the Tiger in? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 29? No. It was in Rocky 3, of course. Eye of the Tiger. Remember Carl Weathers playing Apollo Creed, screaming at Sylvester Stallone, Eye of the Tiger! And funny, because I did not know that tigers were very good boxers, but apparently they are. If Carl Weathers says it, I believe it. And here is the #1 song used in movies since movies have been made. Do you know what that number one song is? And if you say Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, I will throw this computer across the room. I will have a conniption fit. I will go,
in your face, sucker! Headshot. Damn!
It is not Taylor Swift. It is Happy Birthday. A simple Happy Birthday song has been used the most in any movie as a movie song. Happy Birthday. Patty and Mildred J. Hill. Written by Patty and Mildred J. Hill. Happy birthday to you. You never think that somebody actually wrote that. Such an odd thing to write. Happy birthday to you. But they did, and probably didn't make a lot of money. I gotta feel that these two women that wrote Happy Birthday, I don't know, I'd like to find out. Hey, speaking of money, did you get your Powerball? I better get it right after the show. I'm going to the 7-Eleven. If my dad's watching, don't worry, don't freak out. I'm gonna get a Powerball ticket. It's up to something like $600 trillion, and I'd like a piece of that. I could use $600 trillion right now. Not the normal $450 million. I have no use for that. I could use $200 trillion. That's what I need to settle all my affairs. I feel that if I had $200 trillion, I'd be a happier person. I'd be a better Steve Square host for you people. I would smile more, sing a little more, dance a little more. I would be happy. People say money can't buy you happiness. You know who says that? Poor people. Because I see all over Twitter, Instagram, sorry, not Twitter, X, whatever that crap is, Facebook, TMZ, BuzzFeed, social media. Kim Kardashian looks like she's having fun. I'm sorry. She looks like she's having a good time. People with money look like they're having fun. You never see them waiting online at a store. You never see them pumping the gas in their car, looking at that it's $3.93 a gallon. You just don't see this. You just don't see it. I'm sorry, you don't see it. Anyway, it's 7:02. Do you know where you were? Remember they used to say that on the news? That's such a horrible drop. Oh my God. So that was the most used song. I had a couple of other things. Let me see what else. This was interesting. I thought this was pretty. They did this story in the paper about network TV's future. Network TV being Channel 2, CBS, NBC, Channel 4, Channel 7, Fox, Channel 5. Your channels, people are like, what? What are those? Why are you saying numbers? Those are actually TV channels, for those of you who didn't know. And what is the future? Do you watch, think a minute, what do you watch that's on network TV? Do you watch anything on these channels? News? Do you have a favorite show that's on one of these channels? Maybe, I don't know. I'm just not sure. I mean, Dancing with the Stars is on Channel 7. I know a lot of people like that. Even though Jamie Lynn has been, this is what they told her.
No.
And she said,
yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. In your face, sucker!
So Jamie Lynn has been voted off Dancing with the Stars. I thought that was a little harsh. I mean, I don't watch the show, but I just, it's Jamie Lynn Spears. Give her a little love. Her sister's Britney, for God's sake. Genie in a bottle doesn't get you an extra week on the show. But, so, unfortunately, Jamie Lynn is no more, but she said, I wish all the contestants, my dark horse is, everybody knows, Barry Knight, Greg Brady. I'm rooting for Greg. Come on, Greg. I've been on this Brady Bunch kick. Want to hear my elbow crack? Oh, I usually don't do that on the air, but I thought I'd give you a special surprise. That shows you how little I've prepared for this show. I'm doing the old elbow crack. But kids, believe me, don't do elbow crack. If you are, say no. Just say no to elbow crack. It's not something you should get into. So anyway, about this network TV. You remember the days you would know what was on these channels. Cheers, Seinfeld, Family Ties, right? You knew The Simpsons were on Channel 5. You knew what was on 2. You know, you'd watch Letterman on CBS. And, you know, Johnny Carson or The Tonight Show was on NBC. And, you know, so you kind of knew the lineups. You knew when Saturday Night Live was good, it was on NBC. Again, I know Steve would be screaming at me right now. But that's all gone. I mean, listen to these numbers. Network TV has dropped for the first time below 50%. They're in the 40s. And YouTube and Netflix combined have a 40% share of all viewership. Just Netflix and YouTube. I mean, that's insanity. It's crazy. So that's who's watching. People are watching and streaming. They are not watching TV or cable or anything like that. So cable subscribers, they said they're losing like 29,000 subscribers a week or a month or a day. I don't know what the numbers was, but it's in... I'm going to find that out here. What is it? No, it doesn't say. It's not important. They're doing poorly. And who doesn't like... And who cares about Optimum anyway? Hate them as well. And they still have the nerve to charge extraordinary prices. I think you're losing customers left and right to streaming networks. Lower your prices. Don't raise them and send threatening letters. Phone calls. Idiots. That's why they're doing poorly. Nobody likes them. Nobody likes them. What are you having for dinner tonight? What do you got after the Steve Squared show? Are you got a little something in the oven right now? What are you making? Maybe you're eating while you're watching the show. It's a great way. The Steve Squared show is a great way to digest a good meal. You're digesting a great show. So I feel that it goes hand in hand. As a fitness connoisseur, a fitness trainer, I'm all about things that make digestion and the body work better. And it has been proven by an independent study of myself that the Steve Squared show is good for your digestive health. So if you're having problems, if you're IBS, if you have to go to the bathroom, you could actually use us as a laxative. The Steve Squared show has been associated with a laxative. You watch this show, you got to go right to the bathroom. You just want to regurgitate it all up.
That was easy.
That was easy. That was easy. So anyway, let's see what else we got in the news before I play that little bit for you. You know, I was, just as a quick note, I was going through some of the old Steve Squared shows, as I often do. I mean, that's the best entertainment, is to just watch these shows myself over and over again. And I was putting together a reel of some of the more interesting, fun shows. And there was an interview, I don't know if you guys remember, I had done about a year ago with Long Island matchmaking dating connoisseur, I don't even know her name, Maureen Tara Nelson. Maureen Tara Nelson, she was MTM matchmaking. You remember I had her on, it was around Valentine's Day or something, maybe it wasn't, but no, it was August and of last year. And so I had her on, and I was watching the show again, or that interview, and I was listening, because sometimes when I talk to people, I very rarely listen. I have poor listening skills. I have no interest in hearing what they say back to me. Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? I love when Chris Tucker says that to Jackie Chan in their movies together. Why can't I think of their movies together? You know their movies. So I was thinking of which was my favorites, and she comes on, Maureen Tara Nelson, and I'm listening to her and the interview I had done with her, and it really she was saying how she's better than dating apps and blah, 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 because she really does a screening and a process. And she was a very sweet woman. I talked to her after the show, before the show. Really sweet, very nice woman. I do think that she's more geared towards a certain demographic after watching it, because she's talking about, really form dating. Not to ever go to a Starbucks. Must go to a brunch or a little more something where everybody has to dress up. And also she was talking about the gentleman always pays, which I agree, and I have no problem. I think that's fine. I mean, I think it's nice sometimes, people share, offer, whatever. But yeah, I can agree with that. But she also said that in her system, you have to go out with the person 3 times. What if you don't like the person on the first date? You got to be forced in her stupid system to go out 2 more times? But anyway, no, it's not a stupid system. She was so nice, so sweet. But the 3-date rule that she has for her system, I thought was interesting and maybe disagreed with. But it's working for her. I mean, she's driving a nice car. Oh, come on! Everybody's gonna get mad. That's what I wanted to hit, not the hallelujah. I wanted to hit this. Cha-ching! She's a cha-chingin'. So, anyway. Hey! So, Christopher Columbus, he endures storms, incredibly dangerous waters, ocean waters as far as the eye could see. Right? Christopher Columbus sailed the 7 oceans, the land of the blue. Sharks, infestated waters of sharks. Dysentery, scurvy. You name a disease, they had it on that boat. I can tell you that. Plus, they had no Netflix. Nothing. They had no Wi-Fi service. Nada! Just a bunch of sweaty, scurvy, 98-pound men watching. The only entertainment they had was watching each other get thinner. And look at this, Powerball's up to $1.4 billion. Oh my gosh. So they go through all this arduous task, this journey, this kind of, when you think about it, it's like all of these journeys led up to us going to the moon, right? There are all these steps, exploration, the Vikings, and exploring new lands, new worlds, frozen tundras, everything there is to explore on this planet until it was time to go somewhere else. We got nothing left to see here. Nothing to see here. Get on, go out in space, go find something else. Anyway, he does all of this. Just quite an epic feat. And I hope he appreciates that now on this day you get 50% off a fine mattress. All of his toils and his heroism, which some might argue, again, I hear all sides. I know there's a lot of controversy out there on Christopher Columbus. I'm just giving you the generalities. I'm not saying I like the man. I'm not saying I knew the man. I didn't know him. I don't know Christopher Columbus other than he's got the little short hair with the hat. And he carried the rolled up thing to look. Land ho! Now how would he know there were hoes on that land? Anyway, 50% off mattresses. I do think that it's very important to make these important world discoveries so you can get a mattress day named after you. And then if you see it right there, if you think I'm lying, Powerball 1.4, that's a B, my friends. That's not an M. That is $1.4 billion. $1.4 billion. You roll that over into an IRA, you put that into a nice Keo account, let it compound interest. Who are we kidding? I'm going out buying 10 Ferraris. Gonna get myself a mansion right over Manhattan Beach in San Diego, overlooking the surf and the water, the beautiful oceans of California, or as they say, California. Yeah, this was just about Dancing with the Stars. So I think Jamie Lynn was the first one ousted, right? I don't think there was anything else about that. Here's something interesting I was excited to see. One of my favorite movies, another one, was The Caine Mutiny. And they're doing a reboot. And look who's playing Queeg, Captain Queeg, the insane captain who was calling for this mutiny. He brought them all up on charges because they took over the ship, and he said, "This is a mutiny! There's a mutiny, my friends! Oh, I know who took the strawberries. You see, it was the strawberries. That's where I knew I had them." That was my Humphrey Bogart. Remember, he went nuts about the strawberries, and he made them go on this. So they basically what had happened was he was just insane, and then during a big storm, they felt he was he was out of control. So what they had done was the second in command, the chief petty officer or what have you, took over and had them, take over the ship. And so they were later brought up on charges, acquitted, and one of the key players in that was none other than the father on My Three Sons, Fred McMurray. Who doesn't love Fred McMurray? Hang 'em High. Oh, he was so good. Anyway, Kiefer Sutherland will be playing Captain Queeg. And I'm like, this I'd watch. I would definitely watch it and see how he handles the character. And unfortunately, it's on Paramount, which I don't get. Paramount Plus. I tell you, I'm so often disappointed. I just put something on that I get. I don't want to buy Paramount. I don't want to watch it for free for 7 days and then forget to, take it off recurring payment and then I just don't want to do that. I don't want to be bothered. So, anyway, that is my dilemma. But it would have been something I would have liked seeing. So if you do have Paramount, enjoy it. Anyway, I'd like to play that thing for you now. Before I do, there is a is it a food quiz? It's kind of like a food quiz. If you go to BuzzFeed and you put in food quiz, it will ask you questions. It's kind of this or that. And they remember the book, the food book, Eat This, Not That. This is this or that. And you're choosing based on a series of questions, and they will tell you what character you are in what movie. So I did it, and I was Ty in Clueless. So Clueless is one of my, again, I have so many favorite movies. It was one of my faves. Such a fun movie. It made Alicia Silverstone a household name and a star. Kristen Murphy played Ty. She was so great. What a great actress. Great actor. And so that is so if you go to food quiz on BuzzFeed, go to BuzzFeed, food quiz, type in, and they should have this. Pretty fun. It might even be on the homepage because it was like a more trendier thing. I thought it was interesting. You can see who you are. I was Ty. Ty was good. She was kind of like funky, artistic, kind of, I felt I could identify with her. That sounds all right. Not my first choice if I'm going out on Halloween. Do you have your house decorated? Do you have a costume picked out? Are you a Halloween person? So the countdown kind of begun. We're looking at 22 days until Halloween. All the best costumes are going to be taken. I wonder what the hot costume is this year. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Arnold? Yeah. Justin Bieber? I don't know. Or is it the standards? Just your Lone Rangers, your Batmans, your real Spider-Mans, Cowboy, there's just the fun stuff. I think those costumes are fun, I think people try to get too smart and too cute. Just keep it simple. Keep it real simple. That's my motto. Speaking of which, I'm going to play that little bloke for you now because I think it's really apropos. Oh, we've just gotten a text. Jeff has just announced, he has just dropped what the movie Mystery Monday Night is. It is called Freelance. I don't know if that means anything to anybody. Freelance. I'm not sure if that's kind of like a Nelson Mandela thing for somebody named Lance, or if it's like freelance. There's no space. There's a space there, so I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? If it's like freelance, or if it's freelance. I'm a freelancer. I don't know. It's very confusing. That's why texting is very confusing. If you miss a space, you don't know what the tone is. So my idea, and my Shark Tank finally great idea, is to develop an app. And if I could code and wanted to do this, I would. And the idea will go out of my head the minute the show ends. But an app, you know, people are like, they don't know if you're being sarcastic in a text, joking. Some people take what you said serious, and they're like, what are you joke? Like, and starts a lot of relationship or friendship problems. Things taken the wrong way because it's just words. We don't know. That's why actors are so important. In addition to writing, they complement each other. If you just saw words, you wouldn't know the context and what they meant. So that's why context is everything. So, and tone. So I am developing an app that's context and tone, and it can give it what it does is you can play the text. The audio will read the text to you, which they have already, but this is different. It will show the inflection, and it will give you if it's a sarcastic text. You know, sometimes you might say, hey, I'm busy tonight, I don't want to hang out with you. Oh, that sounds a bit rude, but, you play it and it says, hey, I'm so busy, I can't, I don't want to hang out with you. Oh, I don't want to hang out with you. Wink, wink. So you don't know. I don't want to hang out with you. Clink. So that's my app. Again, I have so many ideas and yet so little success in life. I have all these ideas. Can't get them out on paper. All right, you've been waiting long enough. I feel like one of those telethons, those late night things where they're like, we're going to let you listen to Conway Twitty in just a minute. But for the low price of $39.99, you can get all your favorites, and Willie Nelson, and then you have to listen to this nonsense. You just play the song I want to hear. I don't want to. How much money? They torture you into donating $1 or whatever you have to donate. Whatever. All right, let's play it. So here it is, Arnold Schwarzenegger on his new book and his principles of how you should live your life.
You need to work on yourself. You need to work on yourself.
Hold on.
You just
Let me start again.
You need to work on yourself. If you just try to be pampered, and if you're trying to be soft, and if you're trying to be the victim and all stuff, you're not going to go anywhere. We need to get stronger. We need to get tougher. We need to not be afraid of failure. We got to face adversity. Adversity breeds character. We have to be willing to go through hardship, through suffering. Don't shy away from any of that because it just makes you stronger. And I think today, a lot of times, our youth is so into kind of, let's make him feel good. Oh, no, let's be more sensitive. Well, I totally agree with you to be sensitive about things, but I mean, there's also a sweet spot. When someone says, well, today I just need to sleep in, it's that bullshit. Yeah, you don't need to sleep in. This country was not built on sleeping in. So let's get up in the morning and let's get on that bike and let's do some exercise and let's just get going. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get going. Let's start building. You need to work on yourself.
So I agree, although I do disagree when he says this country was not built on sleeping, because as you clearly see, it's 50% off on mattresses because of Christopher Columbus, who did discover America. So it's partially based on sleeping. No, but I like his, he's a lot. If you watch the great 3-part documentary, athlete, actor, politician of Arnold Schwarzenegger on Netflix, it's so good. And he clearly has goals and visions. And he always said, I could clearly see where I wanted to be, which is different than dreaming. He didn't say, "Oh, I'd love to be a famous actor," or "Oh, if I could be in a movie with Clark Kent." Like, no. He had a clear vision and a path of what he wanted to do with his life, and how would he. Now he just had to find the path to get there. And so he said, I can't do that here. I need to leave my country and go there, because that's where you become what I want to become. I can't do it here. I don't want to do it here. I'm not going to become a famous Austrian. Or as he would say, I can't do it here. I want to be in Austria. I don't even know what they do here. I got to get on a plane, go to California, become a president or something. I'll be governor. That's fine. And he did. I mean, when you think about it, he couldn't even utter a sentence in English. And not his fault. I mean, he's not from here. He's Austrian. And he becomes governor, for goodness sake. He's a movie star, an action star. The things he achieved, I mean, yeah, he had a few indiscretions. He terminated a few, I terminate you. Look, nobody's perfect. Cha-ching. But the point that I'm trying to make is the world is not flat. And it is built partially on sleeping. Believe me, when you've been sleep deprived, you start to understand how important sleep is. But he really touches on a few good points. He talks about, right, people. It's a softer, right? I always look at past generations, and you hear they came here. Everybody came here, or they built their own business, or didn't have a lot, or they had to work. They drove to this at night and worked at this in the night, and then went to put themselves through school. Today it's you're just posting things on social media in choreographed dance routines. With like a Taylor Swift song or an Ariana Grande song playing in the background. Like, this is what people waste their time doing. 24/7. Watching, people run into walls on videos. Right? Just watching, sitting there with your phone, like this. This is how the country is made now. Slide. We have great finger dexterity. That's about it. We know how to text really good. We know how to swipe really good. And that's really it. So if there is a major for kids now to go to college, you better hope it's swiping and texting. Because other than that, kids have no definable skills. And that's just what happens. But it's just, and look, I don't want to sound, things were different for my generational thing. Everybody has their thing where new things were developed, generations shifted, music changes, culture changes, pop culture changes, things like that, right? It was the computer, and everybody was on the internet, and that seemed unbelievable, and now you're in social media, and that's a new thing. Whatever. I don't care as long as I can order things on Amazon and get it an hour ago. That's the only thing I want. I want to be able to order on Amazon and have it at my door before I hit place order. I want the guy from Amazon in the truck standing out there waiting for me to hit place order, and then he sprints to the porch and throws it at my door. Then, and only then, will I be satisfied that I have now achieved convenience. I don't want to wait 24 hours. I don't want them to say, your order has been shipped. No. I want it to say, it's now on your porch. I want a text immediately that says, go open your front door. It's waiting for you. I'm standing here with your package and your DoorDash food. I don't even know what you ordered, but I thought you might like a little linguine Alfredo. I don't even know. I'm guessing. I'm now a DoorDasher that's going to just, I don't know what you like. Based on your previous orders, based on your profile and history, I took the liberty of shopping for you and preparing a lovely meal. Here it is. I want that kind of service. I need more. More out of the internet and social media and streaming. There's not enough for me. I just want more. I want more channels, more social media. I don't think I spend enough time on the phone looking through different useless apps. I want more. More! That's what Arnold says. You give me more. I didn't even know. Terminator 2, Terminator 3. He's got the new Terminator coming out. They're actually shooting that. I don't know if they're done or if that's coming out soon, but he's got the next Terminator coming out. I don't know if Linda Hamilton is in it. She was supposed to be in Stranger Things the next season, and again, I don't know when that's coming out. That's been put on hold or hiatus. So now that the strike is over, we'll get a little better idea of if these seasons are coming to fruition. But it is 7:30. Oh my God. I have done it. I have completed the hour. I feel like I can breathe now. It was very hard today. I'm so sorry. I hope I was able to give you a couple of laughs, a couple of interesting tidbits, which are delicious with a light gravy over them on a light open French bread. Tidbits on French bread was delicious when I was growing up. Nice little au jus gravy. Oh, mwah, delicious. Anyway, let me not procrastinate or digress. Let me get you all back to your families. Watch the Knick game tonight. I think we'll get a good sense. They probably won't play a lot, the starters. I'm sure they're still settling off-season court cases and whatnot. So they probably won't have a lot of the starters playing. But turn it on. It's nice to hear Clyde the Glide. Love another season of Clyde the Glide and Mike Breen. They're good together. I think that's good. So, check it out. Let me know what you think. Next Monday, we'll be on the Steve Squared Show in the studio, back in the studio. Well, maybe we'll have a guest for you. Oh my gosh, it's almost time for Carol and Paula. They're, I think, the 15th. We'll have to talk about that. Once again, always check out and be an advocate for dumbbells. We're going to get this show going for you. By hook or crook, I got going to have something going on. I'm going to get it to you. We're going to start shooting and cutting and editing and putting out some little pieces, little tidbits, little teasers, so you guys can see what this show is all about. For Kermit, for myself, funny man, sensitive, do it now, Stevie K. I wish you all a wonderful week, a happy, successful week. I wish, and only wish, that I win the $1.4 billion lottery. Then there'll be a new show next Monday night. It'll be called Hysterical, Happy Steve Squared Show. I would never leave you, though. No matter how much money I won, I would always be there for you. It's the kind of guy I am. Anyway, let me not keep you. Once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Check out my Instagram, Stephen R. Kaminsky. You can see any of these shows over again. And we're going to put up some of the clips from the past shows. I think it'll be fun to check out and pick your fave. So have a great night, a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Oh, I'm